and how Hyundai maintained its second largest automobile manufacturer in India. Now further will be taken up by Shubham Bole.
Okay, now let's see the case summary. After India got independence, the government of India decided to keep the Indian automobile sector protected. So the foreign companies could enter the market, but only via joint ventures with the local companies. So due to this, they were very flat models, and the cars were priced very high, but were of inferior quality. There were only few cars like the Ambassador from Hindustan Motors, and the government saw that there was no improvement in the technology of cars in India. So the government of India changed its policy in 1980s, and it allowed the foreign companies to enter into the market. So foreign companies like Toyota, GM and Ford along with Hyundai Motors entered the India in 1996, and the facility had an initial capacity of 1,20,000 cars and 1,30,000 engine transmission units. Now, contrary to the opinion of the industry analyst, the Hyundai Sentro overtook the segment leader Maruti Suzuki Zen at that time, and it sold a record of 75,000 vehicles between April 1999 and March 2000. Now, Hyundai launched a variety of cars in different car segments. In hatchback, it launched Getz, and in sedan, it launched Ascent, Verna, Elantra and Sonata. Now, in the year 2007, Hyundai set up an R&D center in the South Indian city of Hyderabad. And in order to cater to the increasing demand in India of automobiles, the Hyundai set up a second manufacturing plant in Chennai in 2008 with an additional capacity of 330,000 units per annum. Now this second plant increased the overall Hyundai's production capacity to 6 lakh units per annum. So that's a lot of Hyundai cars on road in India, right? Then by March 2012, Hyundai had exported a total of 1.5 million units at that time, and it also made India its export hub. Hyundai's revenue stood at $256 billion rupees in the year 2012. Next slide. Now these are some major highlights from the case targeting the top end of the market. In 2012, Hyundai launched a new variant of the mid-level sedan, Verna. It was called the new fluidic Verna. Now the first version of Verna was launched in 2006, but it was not well received by the customers because it featured outdated design. The new fluidic Verna had luxurious interiors, it has sophisticated technology, it had premium appeal, so it was well received by the customers. And the new fluidic Verna was launched in 10 design trims, and it had 3 engine options to choose from. Better service. Obviously, Hyundai is known for its better service. It launched the Hyundai Care in November 2013, and the service application kept the Hyundai's service history. It calculated the insurance amount to be paid for the vehicle, and also it gave timely reminders. Next. An able challenger or a laggard? Well, I think Hyundai is an able challenger, but given the facts that in 2008, when financial crisis struck the world, so many top leading automotive companies like GM and Toyota, they stumbled. But at that time, Hyundai didn't stumble, and it bucked up very fast. It grew it because it had a combination of new models, it did aggressive pricing, and it did customer engagement. It involved customers. It interacted with them through social media. It used its official pages of Twitter and Facebook, and its main focus was on attracting the tech-savvy younger customers at that time. So they knew that these customers use social media more, so they attracted the customers through social media. And the road ahead, well, the Indian customer is growing along with the market, and there are many opportunities in the market now that the automobile sector has expanded from 2005 to 2013. Earlier, there were approximately 15 lakh cars on road. Now, there are 26 lakh cars. So, the segment has also increased from $30 million US to 58.6 million US dollars. So Hyundai has a lot of segment to cover. Now over to Ishan. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Shubham. Next, please. Now, competitive strategies. Next. These are the strategies which are adopted by Maruti Suzuki. First, Maruti Suzuki offers a fuel-efficient cars to the customers because in India, mostly customers prefer to buy a fuel-efficient cars which gives good average. Second, Maruti Suzuki focus on good after-sales services because it is very important for the company to provide good after-sales services to the customers so that every customer gets satisfied after purchasing a product. Next. Hyundai. So these are the strategies which are adopted by the Hyundai Motors of India. First, Hyundai Motors offers a car which has stylish design and good features at a very reasonable price range. Second, Hyundai Motors focus on social media to promote their brand in the Indian market. Because nowadays, social media plays a very important role to boost up the sales of a product. Third, as you know, it is a time of Android phones and applications. So Hyundai Motors launches an application for the customer to provide them a better services. Fourth, Hyundai Motors is the first company which introduced the fluidic sculpture design in their models, which is inspired by the nature. Next. So these are the products which are manufactured by Hyundai, that is Hyundai Eon, Santro, Elantra, Verna and Grand i10. Next, please. So these are the competitors in India of Hyundai, that is Toyota, Renault, Maruti Suzuki and Tata. Next. So this will be explained by Shubham Boni.
Okay, so like I said earlier in the case summary, the Hyundai Santro overtook the segment leader Maruti Suzuki Zen at that time, and a record of 75,000 vehicles were sold, which was a huge at that time. Given the history of Maruti Suzuki, it had entered in 1983 and Hyundai had entered in 1996. So there was a lot of gap and Maruti Suzuki had got a lot of time to establish its brand in India. And it sold a record of 75,000 vehicles between April 1999 and March 2000. Next. So these are another two models, Eon and Alto. I think some of our faculties have these cars. Ashwini sir has one Hyundai car and Ajay sir also has. And I think Nidhi ma'am has Eon, Hyundai Eon. So
IB sir has
IB sir has i20, I guess. Yeah, I saw. You have also has white, right?
One I-20 I have.
So these are some parameters on which these two are differentiated. In case of prices, it's almost nearly comparable. And in case of engine, it has Hyundai has 8.4 cc petrol, it has 800 cc petrol. In case of mileage, it has improved than Maruti Suzuki. Maruti Suzuki has an USP that it sells value for money cars, so it is more fuel efficient. It focuses on that. And Hyundai, its USP is that whatever car it provides to its customers, it provides with a reasonable price. So next, over to Aman.
Now let's see the market share data, and it has been taken from the Economic Times. So as you can see, that Hyundai Motors in 2012 it was having the market share of 20%, and these data are based on the basis of percentage of total volume sales in the market captured by brand, product or any company. So in 2013 it remained constant on 20% only, in comparison to the other brand like Maruti Suzuki raised up to 1% from 52 to 53%. And if you see in 2014, the Hyundai Motors increased to 21%. And if you see in 2015 to 2016, the Hyundai Motors increased from 21 to 23%. In the last year, in 2016, it ended up till 23%. And the rate it's been going, I assume it will increase only, because it's going head to head with the Maruti Suzuki, because Maruti Suzuki started its market share from 52% in 2012 and ended up at 61% in 2016. So let's see some of the other annual sales statistics. So as you can see, from 2007 to 2012, the Maruti raised from the Maruti sale was from 6 lakh and it raised up to 10 lakh. And in case of Hyundai, it started from 2 lakhs and it ended up in around 4 lakh in 2012. But we have to consider one fact that Maruti Suzuki was it entered the Indian market in 1983 only, while the Hyundai has entered the Indian market in 1996. So Maruti had a 10 years lead, but at the rate it's growing, it won't take much time to catch Maruti Suzuki, as it's providing the richer facilities and it's even going in the top end customers. The further SWOT analysis will be explained by Avinash.
Thank you. So, moving on to the SWOT analysis. Strengths of Hyundai Motors India Limited. As we all know, we are very familiar with the Hyundai cars. They are spacious, they are stylish, and they are funky. Funky, I'm saying, as they are, although they lack in the mileage, but they are very spacious and very luxurious. They are technologically advanced. They give us features which Maruti Suzuki doesn't. So, moving on to the strengths, strong brand. Hyundai Motors has grown itself from a weaker brand to a stronger brand, and that brand has grown to a height where any other car manufacturer is not there competing with it anymore. R&D. Hyundai Motors R&D is like they are researching in each and everything. They are researching in the customer satisfaction. They know what the customer wants. They know what the young generation wants in the car. They are very much specified that the customers nowadays, you need to operate their phones. They need to call. So they have given Bluetooth into the cars. They are giving many more features, and they are generating strong revenues right now. So weaknesses, we have seen Hyundai making some product recalls in the past, which was due to the failures. I think it was due to in one of the one of the model, which was not up to the mark and it has not cleared the road test. So it had to be recalled. Then the weakness is shortage of spare parts. Yeah, as compared to Maruti Suzuki, Hyundai has a shortage of spare parts, but it is not that much short that we won't buy it. Customers prefer to buy it as the Hyundai, the second service center, second car manufacturer which Indians prefer after Maruti is Hyundai, because of the huge amount of service centers they have opened into the country, and limited car designs. The car designs as compared to Maruti and other cars are a bit limited, but they are overwhelming and over-satisfying. Although the main weakness which is not written here by us is to be explained by me, that is that Hyundai cars are not fuel efficient. They give us the mileage which is least in the class, and that is the only drawback which we have in the cars. And then the opportunities in today's sector, the opportunity for the Hyundai cars is that they can develop fuel efficient cars, because in the current scenario, we people prefer traveling a lot. Each and everyone has to travel a lot from work and other uses, and we need to have fuel efficient cars as Maruti Suzuki. Otherwise, people are using CNG, which is quite dangerous as compared to petrol and diesel. So we need to develop fuel efficient cars and hybrid cars. As Toyota has came up with the concept of Prius, Toyota Prius, which is a hybrid car. So, and electric cars. Electric car, the leader in the electric cars is Tesla. Yeah, Tesla is the leader in the electric cars. Now the threats are inflation, high fuel prices and competition, as these are the weaknesses of Hyundai. So case in friends, India is a booming market for automobile industry, as the population of India is growing day by day, and so is the amount of drivers that need to drive the car is growing. So it is a booming market for automobile industry. Indian customers who can afford expensive cars prefer renowned luxury brands like Volkswagen and Jaguar. Who can afford them, they prefer buying them as other than Hyundai. Indian customers' preference has shifted from value for money to extravagant features. We are growing rich and we need more features than value for money. Now, conclusion. So the main conclusion which we have drawn from the case is that Hyundai focuses more on feature-rich cars and stylishly designed cars rather than a reasonably priced car or say fuel-efficient car. Indian customers are growing richer, the size of the segment is increasing, and Hyundai needs to do aggressive pricing and improve quality standards in its cars to emerge as a market leader in this segment. And Hyundai must launch models in sedans, hatchbacks, and vans to compete with Maruti Suzuki. Although the van of Maruti Suzuki is not as successful, that is used by kidnappers only. So Hyundai doesn't need to manufacture that. Okay. Now I would like to conclude it here. Thank you. Any questions?